Welcome to 15 Minute Theatre, the only review show that squeezes a whole production into 900 seconds. The date is Wednesday, the 6th of January 2019, and I have just been to see The American Clock. Open the house. Hi Vix.
Bonjour Jimbo.
How are you?
I am pretty good, thanks. How are you?
Well, that's not what I heard.
What did you hear?
I heard you weren't well.
Who told you that?
You did, when you stood me up for the theatre.
Oh, when did I had a bad knee.
I know.
Still got a bad knee.
I'm sorry to hear that.
It's alright, it's fine, I can still walk.
Okay, but so it meant that I went to the theatre without you.
Solo.
Well, I got somebody...
With someone else?
With somebody else.
You traitor.
I'm sorry about that. I had a bit of trouble with this play.
What was the trouble?
Well, my friend who I went to see it with...
Yeah.
English is not his first language.
Okay.
And although his English is very good,
Yeah.
it's quite a heavy play, Arthur Miller.
Yeah.
And guess how long the first half was?
How was it?
An hour and 40 minutes.
What the heck?
Now, we're going to talk about lengths of plays, I
Are
think,
we?
over the next couple of
Okay,
podcasts.
fine.
But I think that's too long.
How long was the second half?
Well, I didn't see the second half on the first attempt.
Okay.
I then
Why not? Because the first half was so long.
It was a bit grueling, I thought.
Okay, for your friend that...
yes.
Okay, yeah.
So, I then got tickets to go and see it again.
Yeah. So far, this is a pretty thrilling podcast.
Well, unfortunately, I didn't get to go that time.
Why not?
Because of circumstances.
Oh my goodness.
So, I finally got tickets again.
How much money have you spent on this?
Don't ask. Because I'm really...
The old Vic, you know they're like angling for new toilets at the moment. You've just contributed quite heavily.
Anyway, I saw the second half.
Did you?
Another hour.
That's a lot, isn't it?
Yeah, especially because the guy told me it was only 40 minutes.
We've seen longer plays, though.
Yes, but I think, yeah, fair enough. Anyway, shall I get on with it?
Yeah, come on.
Because it's
Tell
only
me some
15
stuff.
minutes. All right, so it was written by Arthur Miller.
Famous man. Married to Marilyn Monroe for a little bit.
A brief moment.
Yeah.
Directed by Rachel Chavin. The sound was Darren Lewest. I think.
Okay, fine.
Or it could be Darren L. West.
Okay, I'll go with whatever you want.
Choreography, Anne Yee.
Yep.
I'm going to speed through the whole ensemble cast.
Okay, good. I hope there's some good names here for you.
Tahim Modak, Christian Patterson, Saleh Rini, Gold Reshuval,
Sorry,
Abdul Salih, stop it, Josie Walker, Ewan Wardrop, Amber Arga, Paul Bentel, Greg Bernstein, Claire Burt, Flora Dawson, Abreen Galea, Fred Haig, Giada James, John Marquez, and Francesca Mills.
I think this is one of my favourite parts of the podcast.
And it's at the Old Vic, and it's running till the 30th of March.
Oh, bonjour.
So, you can't give me a synopsis, so I will.
Okay, Jimbo, can you give me a brief synopsis?
Yes, it's all...
Brief one.
It's all about Arthur Miller's recollections of the Great Depression.
Okay.
And that kind of ran through the 30s, basically, in America.
So is it depressing?
It's quite depressing.
Okay.
Based in New York.
Yeah.
And the Great Depression, I think, finished about the same time as the Second World War, which kind of makes me think that Americans did quite well from war.
They did well from the war?
Yeah.
They earned quite a lot of money out of the war, didn't they? Yeah.
They had that war, and then they had the Korean War, and then they had the Vietnam War. I think they mentioned all these wars at the end, you see.
Did they? Okay.
Yeah. Anyway. It had three main characters.
Yeah.
Husband, wife, and son. And it kind of focused at the start around the stock exchange.
Okay.
But what was different is that they had three people playing the three parts. So they have three sons, three mothers, three fathers.
We've seen this before. Wise Children did the same thing at the same theatre.
Don't think it worked.
Really?
It was. I just didn't see the point of it.
Okay.
It was a beautiful ensemble.
Yeah.
But there was a few parts where they all spoke at the same time. Not for long.
Okay.
But they couldn't.
Was it like different ages though? Were you really young?
No.
Okay.
All the same ages. Colourblind and all that kind of stuff. But
yeah.
I just didn't see the point of it, really.
Yeah. It made sense in Wise Children because they were different ages.
Yeah, but no, not at all in this. But what it did do really well is kind of show all the people who are making loads of money from the stock exchange, and then somebody kind of foresaw the crash, and it all just went from bad to worse for people.
Okay.
Now, all the performances were okay. Yeah? Better than okay. They were good.
Shall I take your page of like what things you normally ask me, and I'll ask you?
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, here we go. Okay, so good. What was the staging / style like?
Okay, so the staging, it was on the. They had audience at the back, so it was kind of in the round, more or less.
Oh, really? I've not seen that in the old Vic before.
Yeah, and there was somebody behind me, and the third time I managed to go and see it, who was going, "Oh, they must have changed the whole theatre just to make it more accessible." And I was thinking, no way.
It's not a very accessible theatre, is it?
No, but I had good seats, so that was all right. And it looked like a stock exchange, and they kind of wheeled in the old prop every now and then, table and stuff. So there you go.
Okay, and what about the performances? You've sort of touched on them a little bit already.
Yeah, all good to very good.
Okay.
2 outstanding people.
Yeah.
One was they had a little performer.
Yeah.
I think that's the right phrase.
I'm not sure.
Yeah. Now, I've got a thing about this because she had 2 things to overcome.
Yeah.
She obviously, her height, when she's performing, when it's not about her being small.
Yeah.
She has to get over that and do the performance.
Yeah.
Tell you what, she was outstanding.
Yeah. Okay.
There was a bit where she came in and talked about her. We just heard that her brother his stocks had crashed and he'd thrown himself out of the window, killed himself. And she came in. She played this 70-year-old girl. And she went, "Excuse me, it's so nice here, and I haven't got any money. All the money's gone. And have you seen my brother?" And I tell you what. It was such a startling performance.
You've really sold it to me with that.
Yeah,
and who was the other one?
Every now and then, there was like a bag lady that came on who had the most amazing voice.
Was it like the Feed the Birds lady from American Clock?
Yes, except she was black and American.
Did she sing?
Yeah, oh my God, really good jazz. So it was a jazz band, and it was, I mean, her voice, Vicky, you would have been
Oh, I love a good singer, yeah.
So those were great. But then they kind of went too far with some bits. So there was a bit where they got a guy tap dancing just for the sake of it.
Well, I mean, there's nothing wrong with a bit of tap dancing.
Well, yeah, but when you've been watching it for like an hour and 35 minutes, and you're thinking, God, I've got
cut all the unnecessary stuff out.
Exactamundo.
Okay, right. Let's move on to what did you like about it?
I liked the stories, and I liked the slow decline. So, the mother, she had like diamonds to start with. And they all went, and the one thing she wanted to keep hold of was her piano.
Where did they go? Did someone steal them?
She sold them, pawned.
Oh, goodness.
The one thing she wanted to keep hold of was the piano.
Yeah.
And then that went at the start of the second act.
Oh, okay. And what did you not like about it?
The length.
Okay. And what about the plot? Was it a good plot?
No, it wasn't really. It was kind of a sequence. It really was a sequence of different scenes which depicted it.
Because Arthur Miller's pretty good, isn't he? Do you think it was a bit dated?
I think as a historical piece, and I know it seems odd to say historical when it's so modern, but a historical piece looking at the Great Depression.
That's like, not far shy of being 100 years ago.
Okay, so sorry. So yeah, it was good for that.
Yeah. What about special effects, lighting, anything to shout about there?
Nah, not really.
Okay. Sound of music? Obviously,
Sound and music.
Obviously, we talked about the brilliant jazz singer.
I don't like jazz, as you know.
Oh, I didn't realise you hated it.
Well, I don't like the whole.
Not all jazz is like that.
Nah, and I realised that because this was great. It had a very similar music as in a film that you might have heard of, The Shining.
I've heard of that film. Yeah.
Yeah.
Here it's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
Any standout moments?
Stand-up moments. Well, I think when that performer was talking about the death of her brother and just her naivety, she was going, "I've had to live on chocolate bars."
I really like your accent. It's not going to offend anyone ever.
Like that. It's not going to offend it. That's a perfect rendition.
It's pretty good. Yeah.
You didn't hear her.
I didn't hear her anyway. That's enough of that nonsense, isn't it?
Yeah,
Your
okay.
waffle. Let's have a little break.
Oh, okay.
And we're back from the little break.
I got really good seats for my third attempt.
Yeah.
And they were on the main circle
Yeah.
in the middle.
Is that the grand circle?
Let's call it the dress circle.
We're coming to the scoring
Ooh.
stage now.
I get complete control. I can make it the highest thing ever.
I know. So we're going to go for performances.
I'm going to give it a 7.
Staging, technical.
7.
Narrative, plot, music.
6.
Originality.
6.
Was it worth it?
Well, if you divide, I'm gonna give a number.
Yeah.
And my number was 8, but
Yeah.
I'm going to divide that number by 3 because that's the
weird
amount
math.
of times I went to see it.
Okay.
So it gets 3.
Do I have to do the scores now? I've not got a calculator.
Yeah,
I can do it.
But
I can do it.
I will tell the audience, the listener, what we're going to see next. So we're going to see something called Follies at the National Theatre. And it's a comeback. There was an original run, and it's back for a second run. So we're very excited about that.
So I don't normally do this.
Yeah, let's see how you cope with it.
And so normally, this is your maths version, but there's only one of us. What would you say that was?
I would say it gets
A 2.9.
a 2.9 star rating.
So let's say. Okay, so 2.9. Let's see where this places us
I
on
like
the.
you doing the script thing.
Well, you know.
We should swap it around a bit.
Well, I don't know about this. So 2.9 places at the bottom of our leaderboard.
No.
Underneath the wider
No.
earth.
Why? Do you know why that is? It's
Because I'm more generous than you.
No, because I scored that was it worth it thing so low. But I'm not going to change my score.
Okay, fine.
Because
But there's only 10 things, so you know we could see things that are a lot worse.
And do you know what? I'm kind of glad because I feel like the wider earth is like my adopted child. And it needs a bit more looking after.
It's nominated for an Olivier Award.
Oh, yeah.
For Best Family something or other.
Don't know how they came up with that.
Well, the kids liked it, didn't they? Anyway, we're not talking about that now.
No, we're not.
So, we're all done. Oh, what's that noise? There's some sort of like jangly thing going on. Theatre bells happened. So I'm just going to turn to the other page 3, James' script. I feel like I want to jazz it up a bit. So that's the theatre bell, which we just heard, which means, sadly, we no longer have any time left for this. Thanks, everyone, for your time, your patience, your love, your support, and for listening.
It's not an award speech. Jesus.
I've been Vicky.
Oh, I've been James.
So, the curtain's down, the theatre's dark, and that was 15-Minute Theatre. Good night!
Good night.